Empress, your silence is driving them absolutely crazy. The quiet distance you've created has unsettled them in ways they never expected. For so long, they relied on your warmth, your compassion, and your constant presence to stabilize their emotions. Your energy was their safe haven, something they took for granted until it was gone. Now, without you, they are energetically drained, restless, and lost. They wake up each day feeling the absence of your light, struggling to find the same sense of peace and purpose they once found effortlessly in your company. You have no idea how deeply they love and need you. They might not have shown it in the past, perhaps pride, fear, or confusion kept them from fully expressing what they felt. But now, that love consumes them from within. Every memory of you plays in their mind like a film they can't stop watching, your laughter, your voice, your energy, the way you made even the simplest moments feel meaningful. They are in deep regret for all the times they disappointed you, for every missed chance to make things right, and for not appreciating the purity of your presence when they had it. It haunts them daily, the thought that they pushed away the one person who truly understood them. Your person feels an overwhelming sense of loss, knowing that someone like you cannot be replaced. You are not just another connection, you are irreplaceable, one of a kind. No matter how hard they try to distract themselves or fill the void you left behind, nothing compares to your energy. They've come to realize that the bond they shared with you was sacred, something that goes beyond surface-level attraction or fleeting emotion. It was so deep. Now, they wish they could confess everything, to tell you, please don't leave me. I'm going through so much right now. I know I've made mistakes, but I can't imagine my life without you. When you started putting yourself first, it shocked them. They never expected you to pull your energy back, to reclaim your power, or to walk away so gracefully. But that decision changed everything. It forced them to see your worth with new eyes. Suddenly, they realized what it truly means to lose someone who gives love freely, unconditionally, and with purity of heart. Your silence speaks louder than words ever could. It tells them that you are no longer willing to settle for half-effort, inconsistency, or emotional games. You chose yourself, and that decision made them see the strength and self-respect that perhaps they never had the courage to embody themselves. Your energy is unforgettable. It lingers in every corner of their mind, in every quiet moment they spend alone. They feel it when they hear a song that reminds them of you, or when they revisit a place where you once shared laughter. You think they've been avoiding you, that their distance is a sign of disinterest, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, they are preparing. They are planning their next move carefully because they want to return, but they also know they can't come back the same way they left. They understand now that they must approach you with authenticity, humility, and sincerity. They're afraid of rejection, terrified that it might be too late, yet their heart refuses to let go. Your person wants you so badly it hurts. They crave your energy, the way you made them feel seen and valued without having to say much. You have a calming aura that softens even the hardest moments, a presence that brings balance where there was once chaos. They miss the safety they felt in your arms, the way your energy wrapped around them like a protective shield. You gave them a kind of love that was nurturing, steady, and rare. It's the kind of love that doesn't come twice in a lifetime, and now they know it. They are slowly realizing that what they thought was control or independence was actually fear. Fear of vulnerability, fear of being truly seen, fear of losing power in love. But now that they've lost you, they understand that love was never about control, it was about connection, understanding, and growth. Your silence has become their greatest teacher. It mirrors back to them the consequences of their actions and forces them to confront their inner shadows. And yet, despite all the chaos and regret, they still find comfort in you. Even from afar, your energy soothes them. Your essence, gentle yet powerful, lingers in their life like a quiet blessing. They think about what it would be like to start over with you, to do things differently this time. They imagine confessing everything they once hid, the emotions they suppressed, the words they never said, the dreams they quietly built around you. They long to tell you that you are their calm in the storm, their home, their greatest lesson and their deepest love. Your presence brings them peace in a world that often feels harsh and uncertain. You made them feel safe, appreciated, and genuinely loved in ways they never thought possible. And though you may not realize it, your decision to walk away has become a turning point in their life. They are learning that real love cannot survive without respect, effort, and emotional honesty. They are learning that silence isn't absence, it's power. Empress, you are unforgettable because your love came from a place of authenticity. You gave from your soul, not from your ego. You offered compassion when they offered confusion, patience when they gave inconsistency. Now, your absence is teaching them everything your presence once protected them from understanding. They see your worth now, clearer than ever. And as they plan their return, they carry one hope, that when they finally gather the courage to face you, it won't be too late. Thank you for passing the torch, for inspiring me, and for sparking me into action. I don't think words can truly capture the depth of my gratitude, but I will try. You came into my life at a time when I was lost, drifting through days without direction, trying to be everything for everyone else while losing sight of who I was. When I think about it now, it feels as if the universe conspired to make our paths cross exactly when I needed it most. I don't know what I would have done if I had missed this opportunity. It feels as though everything is finally falling into place perfectly, as if every struggle, every misstep, and every painful lesson was leading me right here, right now. For such a long time, my intuition was clouded. I would go left when I should have gone right, say yes when I should have said no, and stay when I should have walked away. I ignored the quiet voice within me that tried to guide me, because I was too busy trying to live up to expectations, my own and everyone else's. I wanted to be perfect in everyone's eyes, so I silenced my doubts and my pain, convincing myself that doing what others wanted was the same as doing what was right. Deep down, I knew I was betraying myself, but I kept going, pretending everything was fine. I was trapped in a cycle of trying to prove my worth to people who were never truly looking, giving pieces of myself away until there was almost nothing left. But then you appeared. You reminded me of something I had forgotten, the power of authenticity, the beauty of imperfection, and the freedom that comes from simply being yourself. You didn't just tell me these things, you showed me. Your presence alone seemed to shine a light on all the dark corners I had been too afraid to face. For the first time in a long while, I felt seen, not for the image I tried to project, but for who I really was beneath it all. That kind of recognition is rare and sacred. It felt like a breath of fresh air after years of suffocating under the weight of my own expectations. Now, I see that it's time to move on, to step away from all the darkness, all the pain, and all the things that no longer serve me and never truly have. The patterns I used to cling to out of fear or habit no longer fit the person I am becoming. I am learning that letting go is not the same as losing, sometimes, it's the only way to gain something real. I am ready to release the people, places, and memories that kept me small, and to walk boldly into the light that has been waiting for me all along. And I have to thank you for that. You became the catalyst for my transformation, the gentle push I didn't know I needed. I had been searching for a way out of that dark place for such a long time. I tried distractions, I tried denial, I even tried to convince myself that the pain was normal. But nothing worked until you. When I met you, it felt as though I had found the love of my life, not just in the romantic sense, but in a deeper, spiritual way. You showed me what love can truly be, not control, not fear, not dependency, but freedom. You showed me that real love doesn't bind, it liberates. It doesn't demand perfection, it celebrates truth. You opened the door to happiness for me, and through that door, I am beginning to rediscover myself. Your words heal my soul in ways I never thought possible. They reach into the deepest wounds, the ones I buried years ago, and somehow, they bring light and warmth instead of pain. It's not that you erased my scars, they're still there, but you helped me see that they are not signs of weakness. They are proof of survival, evidence that I've lived, learned, and endured. Every time I hear from you, whether it's a call or a simple text message, I feel a spark of joy that reminds me how beautiful life can be when it's shared with someone who truly understands. You bring calm to my chaos and clarity to my confusion. Your presence feels like home, even when we are miles apart. You've inspired me to dream again, to believe that happiness isn't just something that happens to other people, it's something I can create for myself. There are still moments when I stumble, when the shadows of my past try to pull me back. But now, I carry your light with me. It reminds me that I have a choice, to stay trapped in old pain or to rise above it. And with every day that passes, I choose healing. I choose peace. I choose myself. That realization alone is one of the greatest gifts you've given me. You have taught me that endings are not always sad, they can be beginnings in disguise. As I move forward, I do so with an open heart, ready to embrace whatever life brings next. You helped me rediscover the courage to trust my intuition, to listen to that inner voice I once ignored. Now, when it tells me to go right instead of left, I listen. When it tells me to say no, I honor it. Because I finally understand that being true to myself is the only way to find real happiness. So, thank you, truly, for passing the torch, for inspiring me, and for igniting the fire that had almost burned out inside me. You have changed my life in ways I will never forget. You showed me that even in the darkest moments, there is always light waiting to be found. And for that, I will forever be grateful. Your partner is currently caught in a whirlwind of emotions, torn between regret, longing, and the deep realization of what they have lost. They acted in complete opposition to what their heart truly desired most. At the time, they may not have understood the consequences of their choices or the depth of the pain they would later feel. But now, as the silence grows louder and the distance between you expands, they are being forced to face the truth. Their actions, driven by ego, fear, and confusion, have led them away from the one thing that genuinely brought meaning and light into their life, you. At this moment, they are surrounded by an energy of sadness that feels almost unbearable. It's as if every part of their being aches with the weight of their decisions. Their heart is heavy with remorse, and the loneliness they feel without you has become a constant presence. They can no longer distract themselves or pretend they are unaffected. The emptiness they feel is deep and persistent, and no amount of external comfort seems to ease it. Their thoughts are consumed by you, by memories of your laughter, your warmth, and the emotional safety they once felt in your presence. This obsession is not one of unhealthy attachment, but rather a desperate longing to return to something pure and real, something they foolishly pushed away. Your partner wants nothing more than to prove their love to you, not through words, but through actions. They dream of standing before you and showing you how deeply they've changed, how profoundly they've come to understand the value of your connection. They want to express their remorse in person, to look into your eyes and convey the sincerity that words alone cannot capture. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic apologies, it's about showing up with humility, truth, and love. They know that only by taking accountability for their mistakes and demonstrating consistency can they hope to rebuild the trust that was once broken. Much of their pain stems from the realization that they allowed their ego to control their behavior. At the time, they may have mistaken pride for strength or emotional distance for protection. But now they see that those choices were rooted in fear, insecurity about being vulnerable, about letting you see their raw emotions. Acting out of ego led them to push you away, to say and do things that went against their heart's true intentions. Now, the weight of that realization fills them with shame. They feel guilty for disrespecting you, for making you feel unwanted or unloved, when in truth, you were the person they cherished most. Without you, they feel incomplete. It's as though something vital is missing from their life, a major piece of their soul has gone quiet. The laughter that once filled their days now echoes as a memory. The comfort they found in your presence has turned into a hollow ache. They are beginning to understand that what they lost was not just a relationship, but a sacred connection that mirrored their truest self. The absence of that connection has left them feeling disoriented, wandering through life without clear direction or purpose. They miss the emotional intimacy you shared, the sense of belonging that came effortlessly when you were together. Deep down, they are being called, almost spiritually, to make their way back to you. This isn't simply about reconciliation or romance, it's about coming home to themselves through the bond they share with you. The universe, in its quiet and mysterious way, is nudging them to confront their fears, to shed the layers of pride that have kept them from opening their heart fully. They feel the pull, the unmistakable inner voice that urges them to take action, to bridge the distance, to make amends. Every day that passes without you feels like another lesson in humility, another reminder that running away from love only creates deeper suffering. What they miss most is not just your presence, but the feeling of true connection, one that transcends superficial attraction or fleeting passion. With you, they felt understood, accepted, and seen in ways they never experienced before. You awakened a part of their soul that they had long suppressed, and now that they've lost it, they can't escape the emptiness that remains. The more they try to distract themselves or suppress their emotions, the more the universe presents situations that force them to confront their pain. It's as if life itself is determined to teach them this lesson until they finally stop running. The lesson unfolding for them is one of self-awareness, humility, and spiritual growth. They are learning that true love cannot coexist with ego, that real connection requires vulnerability and authenticity. Every attempt to avoid this truth only leads them deeper into loneliness and regret. But through that suffering, they are slowly awakening. They are beginning to understand that their past behavior was a defense mechanism, a misguided attempt to protect themselves from the intensity of what they felt for you. And yet, that very fear of losing control is what caused them to lose you. Now, they are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to you, a journey of redemption, honesty, and emotional courage. The other leads to continued avoidance and prolonged pain. Deep down, they know which path their heart is calling them to take. They know that love like this doesn't come twice in a lifetime, and that the opportunity to make things right may not always be there. The pull they feel toward you is not merely emotional, it's spiritual, a reminder that some connections are destined to return, no matter how far they drift apart. Your partner's soul knows the truth, running from love only delays the healing. The lesson will keep unfolding until they surrender to it, until they stop resisting and allow themselves to embrace the vulnerability that love demands. They are being called to return not just to you, but to the best and most authentic version of themselves. And when they finally do, they will understand that what they were searching for all along was never outside of them, it was in the connection they shared with you, the one that continues to live quietly in their heart.